The NFL draft is imperfect science, and your big board is different than my big board and Kwesi's big board and ESPN that you glanced at 5 minutes before the draft, their big board, various big boards of teams around the league. They're all different, but the Minnesota Vikings securing Lewis Cine at number 32 overall. A lot of people are like, all right, great value pick, but did they give up too much in trade for with the Lions as well as the Packers? That didn't matter, but the Vikings got themselves a nail driver at 32, and apparently some other teams also had the pride of Georgia ranked very highly. So in a complete... I mean, there was so much action during the draft. This kind of flew under the radar. Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, when they selected Tulsa offensive lineman Tyler Smith, they got up on the podium, and Jerry Jones apparently showed the Cowboys draft big board. Just fantastic. He's like, hey, why'd you take him over Tyler Linderbaum? Was like, hey, look at here. Look right here. Look at the big board. And some internet detectives and sleuths have really zoomed in and enhanced, like leverage style, and they've deciphered some of the names, and there was only 14 first round grades. The rest are second round grades, and apparently Vikings brand new safety Lewis Cine was the number 13 overall graded player, and also had a first round grade from the Cowboys. Also included in there, Thibodeau at 1 is interesting, man. Above Hutchinson, above Travon Walker, Kyle Hamilton, who the Vikings could have had at 12. Whatever, was also in their top 10. Drake London, Jordan Davis, blah, blah, blah. Jamison Williams was in at 14. That's it. And the guy who they actually took at 24, Tyler Smith, was graded as a second-round pick. So now, going through, take a look at the film. Was that Lewis Cine? I mean, it looks like a 4-letter last name with a 5-letter first name, because it goes last name, comma, first name. And then it looks like Georgia in the school, but you can't really tell. It is tough. And also, why would they pass up on Lewis Cine at 24 if they're going true BPA and reaching for a guy that had a second-round grade on in Tyler Smith, even though, yes, he was their 16th ranked prospect. I don't know. Well, maybe they drafted a position of need because they definitely needed an offensive line, even though they could have used some safety help as well. But it does speak highly that, hey, some other teams around the league, they probably had a high grade on Lewis Cine. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that some of the other teams that did not draft Cine still had a first-round grade on him. They just selected before... Wait, he didn't go before Zion Johnson. Anyways, but Lewis Cine was just still on the board when they selected someone else who's higher on the board. So it does speak well for the Vikings. And I think that Lewis Cine is going to be a rock star, man. It's unfortunate that he's always going to be tied to the trade with the Lions, to the trade with the Packers, especially if Jamison Williams pans out, especially if Christian Watson pans out, and especially if Kyle Hamilton just puts the bang thing on things with the Ravens. But I think the Vikings got themselves a hammer, a guy who's going to play with a lot of energy on the back end. All the Georgia defensive players, whenever they're asked about which teammate that they love, they talk about Lewis friggin' Cine. I think that he's going to be a leader. I think that he brings a loquacious leadership on that back end, and he's going to be a tone setter. He's going to raise the energy. Same thing with Booth and same thing with Asamoah, by the way, because the Vikings, 3 of the top 4 picks on defense, they're just going to get after it. And I think that it is a culture-changing draft as the Vikings enter a new regime. They enter a new defensive scheme, and it's not going to be like the same old sorry-ass Vikings defense of the last 2 years, where, I mean, Zimmer came in and turned around Leslie Frazier's sorry-ass defense, and then towards the end, not so much. But Ed Donatel, Kevin O'Connell, Mike Pettin, Lewis Cine coming in, and apparently he was liked by some other teams too. So you do love to see it. But let us know your thoughts on our thoughts. Lewis Cine, Minnesota Viking safety, was apparently the Cowboys' number 13 overall graded player. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Most support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.